Hello, welcome to the newest section on CNN. My name is Niko Benestad.
And my name is Eliza Johnson. Today we're going to be exploring the topic of stereotype, threat, and racial differences in police encounters. Before we meet our surveyor, let's talk about it a little bit.
Now, what exactly is a stereotype threat?
A stereotype threat is the psychological stress individuals feel when they fear confirming a negative stereotype about their social group. In police encounters, this can affect how many, especially Black Americans, perceive and respond to officers.
Exactly. Stereotype threats can happen anytime to anyone, no matter the race. Most commonly, these types of threats happen when someone's performance is being evaluated. It is a psychological phenomenon that can affect a person's behavior, confidence, and outcomes.
And what about the racial differences in police encounters?
I'm glad you asked that, Eliza. Racial differences in police encounters are documented evidence on how police treat people differently based on their race. Common occurrences of this police hostility to people of African descent and Latino descent.
Thank you for the clarification. Now that we know some background, let's get to the main topic.
The researchers Jersie et al. Wrote an article on the topic. In this article, they explain their findings on how police treat people differently based on their race.
They started the article off by explaining the purpose of the study, which was to explore how stereotypical threat, the fear of being judged based on negative and racial stereotypes, affects Black individuals' experiences with police. In study number 1, researchers asked the participants how they genuinely feel about the police.
The most significant observation was that Black participants expressed significant concern about racial stereotyping during police interactions, unlike white participants who were expressing friendly or even calm experiences they had in the past with police. This already shows the disparities between race and how people are treated.
The researchers also found that in societal stereotypes influence expectations and emotional responses in police encounters, impacting mental well-being later, proving that even communities can react differently to police and not just a race.
So what you're saying is that in the first study, the people that were just simply asked how they feel about the police, depending on their races, either said something positive or negative about them?
Yes, that's exactly it. Not only was it only positive or negative, but the answers also corresponded to the race of the participants who answered. Yes, that's exactly it. Not only was it only positive or negative, but the answers also corresponded to the race of the participants who answered. It was shown that the participants with more melanin in their skin, like African Americans or Latinos, had negative responses compared to people with less melanin in white people. What about study number 2?
Glad you asked. Well, in study number 2, the participants were given a hypothetical police encounter and were expected to reflect how they would react to the encounter to the researchers. During the encounter, the Black men experienced a higher stereotype threat during the police encounters, causing them to have increased anxiety and self-monitoring, which is a psychological concept that refers to a person's ability to observe, regulate, and adjust their behavior in response to social situations and cues.
Due to the self-monitoring, the participants were seeming very nervous by avoiding eye contact and making movements that can appear suspicious to police officers.
Yes, and this is exactly what the participants imagined that would happen in a fake scenario. Eliza, tell me more about what could happen in a fake scenario.
Well, Nico, the police could severely misinterpret the situation and escalate it to be way more than what should really happen. This cycle contributes to broader racial disparities and bias-based policing in the justice system.
So what you're saying is that racial stereotypes are real, and people are always getting stereotyped even by the police?
Yeah, that's exactly it. This is really prevalent in police encounters and due to past historical occurrences. This is more likely to happen to African Americans and Hispanic Americans. The study about stereotype threats in police encounters embodies the why, exactly.
What are some other examples of this, Eliza?
The annotated bibliography on stereotype threat by Christian Henning gives some more examples as how the stereotype threat is real today.
Researchers examine how the fear of being judged negatively affects people's sense of safety during police encounters. They found that because of persistent stereotypes portraying Black individuals as dangerous, Black participants generally felt less safe around police than white participants. Moreover, Black individuals who are especially sensitive to being judged by others reported feeling even more unsafe during these interactions.
The study confirmed that Black individuals feel less safe during police encounters than white individuals. It is also found that Black people who are especially sensitive to being judged by others feel the least safe in these situations. Interestingly, this pattern did not hold white participants. Those with similar fears of negative evaluation did not report feeling any less safe around police. Now, why is this so important?
Let me tell you. Because unfortunately, these behaviors are often misread by police officers as signs of guilt or deception rather than normal stress responses. When police suspect someone is lying, they may escalate the situation with more aggressive questioning, which increase the risk of false confessions.
Additionally, Black individuals who are highly sensitive to negative evaluation may be deeply affected by media coverage of police violence, making them more hesitant to engage with law enforcement even when help is needed.
And how do they conduct this study?
Participants were 112 Black and 112 white undergraduate students from an urban public university in southeastern United States. The average age was 21 years old. 76.8% of participants identified as female, 21% as male, and 2.2% as transgender or other.
Participants completed a survey evaluating how strongly they fear being negatively evaluated by others. Questions included, are you afraid others will not approve of you? Participants completed a survey evaluating how safe they feel during police encounters. They were also asked how safe they feel in encounters with police of the same and other races.
Thank you for that in-depth explanation of the two sources.
Oh, of course. Now let's get to the field and see what civilians think about this topic.
Hi, I'm Jersie, and I'm with
Anthony.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. How do you think your race affects your interactions with law enforcement?
It shouldn't have any effect, but sometimes it does.
Have you ever witnessed someone being treated differently by police because of their race?
Yes.
How did that interaction go?
Definitely, obviously in favor of the police officers. They control the situation, so it definitely wasn't a good outcome for the individual that I witnessed.
How do you usually learn about these incidents through news, social media, or personal experience?
Unfortunately, social media, like everybody else.
On Instagram, TikTok, Facebook?
All of them, yeah. All of them.
How do you feel when people discuss white privilege or systematic racism in policing?
Personally, I think the more we talk about it, brings light. But sometimes we talk about it and we bring light to something we don't need to. We need to try to turn the page and get better as a country.
Gosh, that's a great answer. Thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure. Yeah.
Okay, hi, I'm Jersie, and I'm with
Deja, Jessica.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys just a few questions. Have you ever witnessed or recorded an incident of police misconduct?
I haven't in person. Yes. On social media.
Really? Okay. And was yours in person or
It
social media?
was both.
Okay. How did it make you feel watching that situation unfold?
I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's definitely understandable.
I would say the same. The in-person experience was, or the one that I saw in person was involving myself. It was related to my car stalling on the road, and some undercover police officers pulled over, and they were like really banging on the door, and like they had their guns drawn, and they were telling me to get out of the road. And so I was crying, and fortunately my husband was there because he calmed me down a lot. And they were cursing and yelling at us to get the car out of the blinking road, and so it was just a very traumatic experience.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Do you believe police brutality is a systematic issue or an isolated problem?
I think it's systemic, because the individuals who are, I don't think it's every police, but those who are using their badge for their own purpose aren't being disciplined. And so I think because of that, there's a cycle of this is appropriate, right? And so I think if they start being disciplined appropriately, anybody else would maybe see that as a warning and think twice about engaging in that behavior.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was very well said. Has your perception of law enforcement changed in recent years?
like it's been the same ongoing pattern, so it's kind of hard to change your personality. Something keeps happening.
Yeah.
I think mine has, I think you proceed with caution, right? I think when police officers are around, you should feel safe, but yet you're cautious now because you don't know, what they're thinking about you or what may happen if you make a wrong move. So I think for me, it just makes me a little bit more cautious, even though, again, I don't think every police officer is a bad officer. I just think, generally it makes you just a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate your being so open and honest with us. And I hope you guys have a great night.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Emma and I'm here with
Sharif.
Sharif. How do you feel about stereotype threats in police encounters?
I think it's very bad.
Have you ever, or somebody you know, ever been stereotyped or racially profiled by a police officer before?
Yes, my friends have got racially profiled and the people thought they were stealing in a local Walmart around my area. And the police came and handcuffed them and caused this big commotion. But it all came down to secluded evidence that we didn't do it.
How would you feel if you were stereotyped by someone close to you who happened to be a police officer?
It would break my heart.
Thank you so much for your time and have a great rest of your day.
You too.